Welcome everyone to the Collab.Land Co-op Town Hall number 7, which is super exciting. So thanks everyone for being here. Time sure flies, doesn't it? We are joined today on the Collab.Land side by Anjali and James Jong, both DAO officers for the Collab.Land Co-op, as well as co-founders of Abridge.io, the creator of Collab.Land. The mission of Collab.Land is to create and enable community tools that encourage pro-social activity, as well as enabling collaboration and positive community interactions. James and Anjali have been strong champions of this mission, and it's great to have them here.
Thank you so much, Chibi. Thank you, GM everyone.
Thank you so much for joining. It's great having you here. And additionally, I Speak Nerd will be joining the panel today. He's an amazing Collab.Land Comms team member focused on security and education. And we also have Candy and some other members of the Collab.Land team in the audience. Thank you so much for joining.
GM. Glad to be here. Thanks for hosting.
Absolutely. So happy to have you here. And now just a couple of points to note before we kick off the conversation. We have a POAP for today's town hall, which will be distributed by the end of the call. And we are going to be using the POAP mini app to claim this POAP. So we will walk you through the process of claiming later on in the call. You don't need to install any apps or anything. We're going to do this within Discord, which is awesome and it's very simple. And yes, we'll get to that. But yeah, be prepared by the end of the call to claim your POAP. And now I think we're good to start with the conversation for today's town hall. And the first topic for today would be Let's Form Group.xyz, our Collab.Land movies. And for this, I have a question for Anjali. And that is, what is Let's Form Group and who is featured in this week's episode?
Thank you, Chivi. I'm so excited to talk about Let's Form Group every single week. Let's Form Group is a 7-part documentary series produced by Collab.Land in association with Lore Machine, who are our filmmakers. Spotlighting some of the most exciting, interesting artists, creators, entrepreneurs, businesses, founders in our crypto community space. This week is going to be a story of Aokiverse, which is a project started by Steve Aoki and his longtime manager, Matt Colon. So that's the video we're going to be watching today. The short film is going to be talking about how they met, how they got into crypto, and we're going to watch it together, which is going to be a lot of fun. But mainly it's about this different part of crypto communities, which is music NFTs. So this is a musician that came into the space. If you're in crypto, if you're in NFTs, you know Steve Aoki. He is a major player in this space and is an influencer in this space. And so how he's using NFTs in his real world life. So he is a DJ. He travels over 250 days every year. And how does he include NFTs into the larger format for his career? So it's kind of a fun way to see how communities and NFTs are used in a different way, and this time with music NFTs. Another thing to know is these come out every single Tuesday, so we'll be doing this one more time next week with Spank Chain. But for now, we have Nerd who's going to be showing us the Aokiverse episode so we can all watch together.
Awesome, super excited. Shall we start the theater?
Let's start.
Absolutely.
So this should just be coming in live for y'all. Should just start in the stage. I'll drop a link to this in the stage chat right now, and the stream should just start. I'll play a couple seconds worth. Let me know if you guys can hear it. And then if you need to use the link, like if the stream's not working for you, you can just use the link that's in the chat. But let's go live.
Thank you so much, Nerd, for putting that and sharing it with us every single week. Next week is our last Let's Form group short doc debut, but I still think from time to time we'll share them once in a while. It'll just be fun. One thing to note is we created these videos for everyone. Like this one, you'll see it's a little bit more business minded, a little bit show some footage from Steve Aoki's shows, like really trying to create these documentaries to face outward. So as much as they are historical artifacts for us, for our Web3 crypto communities, for our culture, they're also an opportunity to share what's happening in this space with people that you know outside of the crypto space. So please, we share it on Twitter. If you can like it, share it. We also have the YouTube channel. So if you can like and subscribe, I sound like an influencer there. Please do. Also together every week. Next week, we're going to have Spank Chain with Amin Soleimani. If you know about what's happening with Spank Chain right now, they had their final issue with another credit card processor. The whole video is really about how sex workers and adult industry workers get unbanked all the time, and it happened to Spank Chain too. So we were so glad to be able to record this piece of history before they were also taken down. Right? James knows a little bit about Amin, if you want to add in a little.
Oh yeah, I've known Amin for 7 years now, and we had started working together on token curated registries, and then also with Spank Chain as the first layer 2 payment channel on Ethereum mainnet. And now there's all these L2s, but back in 2017, Spank Chain was the first implementation of a payment channel layer 2. So for those that are in the know tech-wise, we helped build that. And then also, if you're familiar with DAO frameworks, we worked on the Moloch DAO framework together back in 2019.
Yeah, so that'll be a good one
Yeah.
to see. But really, the idea behind these videos is to create these historical artifacts, to have a little bit of our culture, that when people start looking back at what was the early crypto community, what was it like, who was there, this is an opportunity for them to watch them. So thanks so much for watching it with us. Please share Twitter and on YouTube.
Thank you so much. I'm so looking forward for this next episode. It sounds very interesting. So yeah, looking forward for next week. And thank you, Nerd, for streaming the video. That was exciting. And with this, I would like to bring up our next topic of conversation for the town hall. And for this, I have a question for James, and this is regarding a slight change that we're having with for this week's schedule with one of our events. And yeah, so there's going to be this change this week with our CTO office hours. So James, can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, tomorrow when we have our CTO office hours, since Raymond is traveling right now, we are going to have more of an impromptu event. And we're still trying to figure out exactly what we're going to be talking about. There's a wide range of topics internally. What we are really focused and investigating right now is what is the intersection of Web3 communities, crypto, and AI. So we can talk about that. There also is our hackathon winner that actually uses ChatGPT to help different communities manage frequently asked questions. So we can have an opportunity to talk about that as well. So for those that are interested, please signal in the Discord channel. I'll be taking a look at it. And there is a lot of alpha we can discuss. And I can try and pack what would be 4 or 5 hours into like an hour. So if there's interest, please signal. more than happy to talk about what we're doing and what we're investigating. And maybe if we have the opportunity to showcase a little demo of kind of our current R&D efforts there. So,
Where should they be signaling that, James?
good question. What would be the most appropriate channel in our Discord to talk about that? Maybe Dev General?
If you are a dev, you can get to dev general.
Or
But
in general? In general,
yeah,
in general?
basically, could be, yeah. Let's say just the general chat, I guess.
Cool. Let's do that. I'll be monitoring the general channel and then trying what strings I can pull in order to get like a demo if people are interested. It's you know, one of our lead devs said he's been a developer for about 20 years, and this is the most exciting time he's ever encountered when it comes to development. So it should be a good time.
Sounds good, and it's very exciting.
Yeah.
I also posted the Discord event in the stage channel in case that you guys would like to get interested. And there's also the Sash event in the description, so you can RSVP to it and you can set your reminders if you're interested in attending. And yeah, that's happening tomorrow, Wednesday at, I believe, yeah, it's at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time or 7:30 Pacific. So yeah, we're looking forward to having you all join. It sounds like a very interesting one. So thank you, James, for talking a little bit about that. And yeah, we hope to see you all tomorrow during this event. And now I think we're ready to jump to our next topic, which is the Collab.Land Co-op proposal process updates. And to get started with this, I wanted to give a quick recap of last week's updates when it comes to the DAO and some of what we discussed during last week's town hall. And for this, I'm going to share real quick our Collab DAO proposal flow, because this is what we discussed last week. And in case that you missed it or want to take a look at it, I just posted a link in the state chat. And yeah, so last week we went through this proposal flow, and some of the highlights that you can find in there is the whole process that you have to go through for a proposal to be first discussed, then approved, and how this whole process works. And yeah, the first step to do this would be to join the DAO. You can find a link in this link that I sent to the Origami platform, in where you can mint your DAO pass in order to join the DAO. And then there's some time periods to submit and vote on a proposal that I think are relevant to mention. And the first one would be to post on Discord forum your proposal idea to discuss, to get feedback. We would have some live sessions to talk about this, to bring up any concerns or edits needed. And then we would go through this 7-day period in where we would do this and get the feedback, make the necessary edits. And then when everything is settled down, when there's no more edits required, when everything's good to go, we will then have a proposal delay period from publish until voting of 2 days. After that, we will have the voting period. That's going to be a 7-day total. And after the voting period, there's a blockchain execution delay for emergency action and member rage quit of 5 days. These are the time periods to submit and vote on a proposal. You can, again, take a look at the proposal flow that Nerd is streaming. Thank you, Nerd. And yeah, we also had Suk from Origami answer to some related questions about the Origami platform and some details on how voting is going to work in the platform. So if you are interested in listening to this information, you can find it in our last week's town hall recording on YouTube. And we also have our recordings channel with all of the recordings of our previous events. I will link it real quick in the stage chat. So you can click it and it will take you to the post with all of the links for past events, including the town hall. If you would like to listen to this section, it has some very interesting information and some clarifications about this process and how the DAO will be operating in the future as soon as the Origami platform is ready and good to go. And now I have a quick question. This will be for Nerd about the latest updates when it comes to the DAO process. And so, Nerd, I have this question for you. How can submit a proposal and what is the proposal threshold going to be? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Yeah, so there's a minimum required amount of tokens, token voting power that's required in order to create a proposal on the Origami platform, and that'll be specified in the governor contract itself. So in that proposal flow process that I was just streaming, once we get to actually creating a proposal for execution on the contract, you need to have 1% of the total supply of Collab in order to make that proposal, in order to create a proposal. Now, whoa, nerd. 1%, that's 10 million Collab. How the heck am I supposed to get that? I'm just a dude who came in and got 10 Collab from the airdrop. How am I supposed to get 10 million? That's crazy. Yeah, well, that's why we have all of that social lead up of, you create your proposal idea. Actually, I'll actually stream this whimsical board so I can actually make more sense for y'all as we do this. So you come in, you join the DAO, you get your DAO pass, whatever. You have an idea. What we're talking about here right now is specifically when we get down here to creating the proposal, you need to have 1% of the total supply delegated to you. So you don't have to own it, you don't have to hold it, but you have to have 1% of the total supply voting power delegated to you in order to create that proposal at this stage. And how do you get that 1%? Well, that's why we have all of this part up here, where you're creating your proposal, getting ideas, having discussion happening, doing some live sessions, doing a temp check. If people don't like it or they want to make edits to it, you make some changes and you cycle back through this a couple of times and incorporate all of those ideas. And that should get you to that 1% delegated in order to create your proposal on the contract. And that is to reduce the amount of low quality proposals that end up actually on the getting submitted to the contract, because we don't want to have a bunch of spam there. We want to make sure all the proposals that make it there are very high quality proposals with great explanations for where the tokens are going to go, very aligned with the DAO and the DAO goals as a whole, and all of that sort of stuff. And I'll be right back, y'all. And we're back. Yeah, so that 1% is the highest that it will ever be, because that basically is providing providing our security budget for our governance process. So 1% of the supply, 10 million Collab at 3 cents each is $300,000 US dollars equivalent right now, securing our governance process. And again, this is not just like, that's not, there's still, everyone can still vote with that. So this is just to create a proposal. That's the proposal creation budget. We will likely reduce that in the future as we continue our progression towards further and further decentralization. But that is going to be the starting amount there. We're currently in the process of solidifying and finalizing the numbers for what the quorum requirement is going to be. But we are planning to include a seasonal adjustment to the quorum number as part of the seasonal review cycle. That is part of the organization and the DAO alignment that we have not talked about yet. But if you're familiar with DAOs and have worked in DAOs before, creating seasonal budgets and alignment around those things is something that we're going to be working on. If you're familiar with Peter Pan's Obra proposal, an Obra idea, you might be familiar with that, but we'll be coming out with more information soon, TM, about that sort of stuff.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nerd. This is so exciting. And yeah, everyone stay tuned because we're going to have some more updates very soon, as Nerd said. So yeah, stay tuned to our announcements. We will share all of the information that we have available as soon as it is available. Thank you, Nerd, again. And now I think we're good to give a quick update about our top 100 communities distribution. So, what are the latest updates in regards to this distribution process? Round 2 started last Monday, April 3rd, where communities had 1 week to submit their new proposals and go back resubmissions. This submission period ended yesterday, April 11, and the public comment period has begun, and it will be open until next Monday, April 17th. We would like to encourage everyone to use this opportunity to bring up your concerns, because this is the time where you get to share your thoughts, your feedback, and it is very important to use this public comment period to ask questions, to bring up any concerns. You can use this space to talk directly with these community leaders, because they're going to be reading these comments as well as we are going to be reading them, and they're public and they can answer to them within the same post. So if there's anything you would like to bring up, I'm not sure if you read anything in the proposal that you feel is maybe a little bit sketchy, or if you have any questions at all that you would like to bring up to our attention or to the team's attention, this is your moment to bring it up, because this is what this public comment period is made for, so that you can use it to share your thoughts, to bring your feedback, to say anything you would like to say about the proposal or about the project. So it is very important to use this time to do so, because we did have a situation with our last round where someone brought up some concerns, but this was maybe 2 or 3 weeks after the public period time. And so it was just difficult to handle, because this community had already completed all of the steps and we were able to clear everything up and everything's fine. But it's very important for you to bring up these concerns during this time, because that's where it can be brought up, and we can discuss about this openly, publicly, and with the communities team. So we encourage everyone to do this, to read the proposal in the top proposals channel. I'll link it real quick in the state chat, and you can take a look at them. If there's any community that you're part of and you're interested to know how their distribution is going to be, if you want to see if it's fair, or if you're part of it, or if you're just curious, you can take a look at them. I'll link it real quick. Oh, thanks, next. It's actually a different one. It's these top 100 proposals. This is only for our top 100 communities proposals, and they're all up already. Once that you click this link, it will take you to the forum, and please make sure to select round 2. You will see some tags as soon as you open the channel. You can see that some are round 1, round 2, approved, and in progress. And if you would like to read these round 2 proposals, please make sure to select the round 2 tag, and it will show you all of the proposals that are open for commenting right now. So that's one of the latest updates. And then when it comes to the round 1, It is still being finalized, and most communities with approved proposals have completed all of their steps, and the Collab.Land team will be sending them their full token allocation very soon. We will comment within their posts as soon as this is done. And yeah, these token allocations will be sent in batches. So the first one's coming out very soon. There are some communities with approved proposals that are still going through the process. They need to complete some more steps before they receive their full token allocations, but that's an ongoing process. And yeah, they will receive their allocation as soon as these steps have been completed. Stay tuned, everyone, for more updates, as well as with everything else. We'll be posting these in the announcements channels, and you can also be in the loop if you follow the post with the proposals that you're interested in, because we make this whole process public, and you will be seeing the comments and next steps within those posts. So if you're interested, you can stay tuned to those. And I think this is a good time to mention that we're also having an event this Thursday that's to be announced, but we're going to go through this whole proposal process to explain how this works, from the verification that we do for the community representatives until they get their token allocation. So if you're interested in seeing and understanding how we're doing this whole top 100 community distribution process, we would like to have you there. You can also bring up your questions, your comments, feedback, and yeah, we'll be there to discuss about that this coming Thursday. And yeah, with that, very good to talk about our next topic here, and that's some recaps of last week and yesterday's event. And I would like to start with our media team meetup, which was an awesome one. It was very fun, in my opinion. And for this, I have a question for Angeli. And that would be, what are we trying to accomplish with the media team?
Yeah, thanks, Chibi. So media team is a self directed role. So you can go to get roles and get the media team role, and then you can join the media team channel. The purpose of the media team is really to help each other. For Collab.Land, getting Collab.Land into publications or on Twitter feeds or on podcasts, like just trying to raise awareness for Collab.Land, using the community and having the community be able to benefit from us. Like if you're you have a podcast, or you're writing an article, or you're a freelance writer, or if you have a YouTube channel, we can follow you. Just an opportunity to work with the community to build this media exposure together. So media exposure for Collab.Land and also for us to help you. Matthew.eth, he's one of the people that is in our media team. He's written some articles, and so we've been able to retweet it from the Collab.Land account and also follow him and bring, bubble up his ideas. And so he can talk about us, we can talk about him. That's just an example of what we can all do together. So this is, I'd like to invite all of you. Matthew, I see you in the audience. Thank you so much. For everybody who's interested to come on up and be known. And so we can support you and you can support us together. So thank you for that. And then those meetings happen every single Friday at this exact same time, which is 12:30 Eastern. So that happens then. And what else can I add about media team? I don't know. We have some, we moved to voice channels, so we can talk about that. Chibi, I know that was a recommendation that came out of the first meeting, but it's still very, very early days. And so we'd love to have you come and join the media team. So the best way to do it is grab your role, join the channel, and then come to our meetups on Friday.
Yes, thank you so much, Angeli. And yeah, as you mentioned, we switched from having these meetups in the stage to now have them in the Meetups Voice channel. And I love this for this kind of dynamic where we want people joining the conversation. I think it was Matthew who mentioned that the stage feels more formal. And that it's not as scary to join a voice channel, and I kind of feel that too. And I think that it's a very nice place, and it was a great idea to move this to this meetups voice channel. And yeah, we want to encourage everyone to join and openly participate in these meetups and to share their thoughts, to share their ideas, and to speak if they feel comfortable doing so. Because it's just very fun. I feel like last time was very fun. We had a good time. It was scheduled to be a 30-minute meetup, and then it extended to an hour, and we were kind of hanging out by the end of it. But yeah, I think this is a great change, and we will evaluate how it goes from now on. But I've been liking it so far. So that's one of the changes that we had for last week meetup. And we also have some introductions in the voice channel. It was mainly our team that did the introductions, but for the next ones, I think it'd be great if anyone wants to talk about themselves, to give a quick intro, or to yeah, I guess talk about anything really media related, some about your background or anything you feel comfortable sharing. We would love that, and please feel free to join your the team and to share with us during these meetups. And what else am I missing here? Oh yes, Nerd, would you like to talk a little bit about the public release calendar? Because I think it's the coolest.
I would love to. The public release calendar is something that I created a week and a half ago, last week sometime, to help empower our media team members, the people who are out in the community creating stuff, and um, wanted to make sure that all of y'all have easy access to the content that Collab.Land's putting out. You know, content meaning stuff that goes out on Twitter, our announcements, our product announcements, updates to the DAO, those kinds of things. Those announcements that get put into public places, and just putting them in a single place that you can search and you can filter, and you can find any specific content that you might want to use for things. I dropped a link in the stage chat right now to both of those things, the public release calendar and then the media asset archive. So if you want to have any visual assets, it's like Collab.Land logo, the A spot, and you want to use those for anything that you're creating, you want to make some memes with them, you want to put one of those on one of your posts that you're putting up on Twitter, I don't know, whatever you want to do with these things, you can now do that, and you can easily find that content and reuse it and recycle it and curate it for the rest of the ecosystem.
Mhm. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing this. These are awesome. And yeah, thanks for putting them together. I think this will be very helpful for the media team moving
Yeah, and
forward.
I know we've already mentioned it, but if you're someone who creates content, if you post on Twitter, you are a content creator. What? So if you want, grab that media team role in Get Roles, and that way that you can get access to there, and you won't lose this information, because those two links that I just posted are pinned in the media team channel.
Awesome. Yes, thank you so much, Nerd. And then lastly, for our recap, oh, Candy, would you like to talk a little bit about our kudos activity that we had during last meetup?
I would love to talk about kudos. And for everybody who's watching the chat as well, I've just put the kudos in there to illustrate what we have going on. So what we did during the last media team meetup is we had made a tweet about kudos and then did a demo in the media team meetup, not only to show people how it works, but to spread good vibes and love, because that's kind of the magic of communities, is not just having a place where you have some mutual thing in common, but actually can connect with people and feel excited to log in every day. So This is a good way for communities to be able to do that and help their communities engage. And so this is something that, we think is a great feature, and more communities really could use it. So we're trying to show off the mini apps from the marketplace, because we know that, when you as an admin log into the marketplace, it's maybe not immediately clear how each of these, little icons could benefit your community. So being able to do these show and tell demos and, live through it is something that is exciting for us. We also had, while we were doing this, some feature requests for ways to improve Kudos. And this is something that I would encourage anybody, as you're using the mini apps, to share with us ways that the experience could be improved, because that's kind of the magic of building in public, right? Is we're building things together, and as Collab.Land in the marketplace continues to grow, there will be third party, essentially not the Collab.Land team, building apps. And if you're able to give them feedback on how they could make it better, it improves market reach and improves the functionality, and it increases your enjoyment of the app. So these are things that, we definitely encourage feedback as well on how we can make better products for you and how the community can make better products for itself. So that's what I have to say about Kudos, but definitely something that we are excited to continue rolling out. We've going to be using, as you said, the POAP app today. So, we're implementing 2 mini apps just in this particular space, and that's a good example of how these could improve for your community experiences in any place that you are.
So anyone, Candy, right now, all the people that are in the town hall right now, any of them can go into any chat and give kudos to anybody. It's immediately available.
Right, any chat within our server here.
Okay.
It does have to be enabled at the server level, though. So if you're, trying to go to another community and they don't have Kudos enabled, but they're using Collab.Land, that's something you could, ping the mods and go, hey, do you want to add this? This is something that, I think would be a benefit to, the community. So definitely great ways to move, the good vibes throughout wherever it is you are in the metaverse.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, having an opportunity for everyone in the community to see positive messages that are sent from one person to another, I think is a lot of fun. And like Candy mentioned, if you're in a Collab.Land community that doesn't have Kudos installed already, just let your admin or mod team know. It's a one-click install. They're just going to go to the Collab.Land command center where they manage all their roles, and they can just click Kudos, and then Kudos will be available for everybody in the community. So definitely check it out in the show chat that's going on right now. Send some Kudos around. And then if your community doesn't have it, let your admins know. Thank you so much, Candy.
Carrie, thank you so much. I think Kudos are so fun. I love them, and it warms my heart when I receive one. So thanks everyone for sharing this, and know that they are appreciated. And I have one last question. For Anjali, how can people contribute to the media team?
Yeah, I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I'll say it again because the media team is definitely near and dear to my heart, which is grab your role under Get Roles, hashtag Get-Roles channel. You're going to go there and you're going to grab a media team role, and then you're going to hop into the media team channel. Let us get to know you, introduce yourself. If you're on Twitter, post your Twitter account. I'll follow you back from the Collab.Land account, from my personal account. Let's get to know each other. YouTube handle, we can follow you from the Collab.Land YouTube. So definitely share there. And then come to our meetings every Friday. They're at this exact same time. This time, which is 12:30 Eastern, has been shown to be a popular time for our community, those in our server. We have a global audience, and this time is working well for everybody, thankfully. And so come join us on Fridays.
Awesome, thank you so much. And yeah, Nerd posted here in the stage chat, if you scroll up a little bit, the Get Roles channel. You can self-select the media team role, and that will give you access to the media team channel. You can get permissions to write in it if you get the role. So go ahead and do that if you would like to join the conversation and be part of the media team. And that was the recap for our last media team meetup and last Friday. And there's two more events that I would like to bring up. And one of those is the balancing in public, safety versus convenience with support. And for this, I have a couple of questions for Nerd. Whenever you're ready, Nerd. The first one is, where did the idea of having this event come from?
The idea of balancing in public?
Yes. How did that come
Ooh,
from?
okay. That was actually sparked by a conversation that was happening in the Discord where was that in? I think that might have been in general or admins. I don't remember exactly, but it was a conversation that was happening in Discord that was surfaced actually by Knox, who's actually in the audience right now. What's up, Knox? Who was also graciously came and spoke on that panel yesterday as well. Basically thinking about like, hey, we have some community members now that want to help support the rest of the community with kind of the basic support for Collab.Land. You know, basically helping people troubleshoot the basic stuff. Hey, do you have any roles that are restricted or permissions that are restricted from the bot? Do you have any channel overrides on? What do you have? Did you set up your TGR right? Those kinds of more basic things that aren't as involved. That kind of that first line of support, which is not which is something that we at Collab.Land would like to do. It's just we haven't had in the past because we didn't have a large community around us that we could rely on before, and now we have some people who are asking to volunteer for that. But we've had some issues with making sure we can do that safely in the past because it's support channels are rife with scammers trying to pretend to be team support. And if you've been in Web3 for more than a week, you've seen this in community discords with people trying to pretend to be support and trying to lure people away. And we want to make sure that we keep our community safe. And that is our number one value as voted by the community is safety, according to our mission, vision, value sessions that we did 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, scammers are everywhere, sadly.
I
And we
like
need to
that,
be very
Nerd.
careful.
If you've been in this space for longer than a week, then you know that scammers are a problem. Absolutely. It's quick.
It is,
Y'all,
unfortunately. And yeah, so Nerd, what are some other highlights of this session?
yeah, we were asking. Knox and others gave us some insight, and Candy as well, and Chi. We were kind of like, how do people typically get support in Web3? How are users, members, used to receiving support? What is the expected flow that people are used to getting support in communities? And then a lot of that was kind of like using ticketing systems, having a support channel that people ask questions in inside of the Discord and those kinds of things. And then we kind of got into, well, what are the pros and cons of that? Well, it's like, it's very fast, and for members to get support, they can just drop into a Discord and ask a question. It's fast, it's convenient for them. But what are the problems with those kinds of systems? Is like, well, it's hard for the support team or the mods, whoever is in Discord answering those questions, if there are issues that need to go deeper and or if there's engineering problems that the devs need to fix. Why don't the devs do something? It's hard to surface that kind of information from those posts inside of Discord to the proper people inside of deeper into the team. So it's hard to transfer all that context easily. And then again, I've already mentioned it, but like those security problems, the safety aspects, where people get support, and asking for support is where people are at their most vulnerable and where people get scammed most often. So we
Yeah, for
wanted to
sure.
try to, so Collab has been wanting to try to avoid that.
Which is one of our top priorities. It just sucks when those kind of situations happen.
Yeah,
So yeah.
so like Collab.Land's basically tried to, instead of there, most of Web3 is trying to prioritize like user convenience, user experience with that, and like how can we make it fast and convenient for members to submit their information that they need to submit, versus what Collab.Land's kind of done is, instead of prioritizing that, what Collab.Land's done is prioritize safety and prioritize the ease and the speed with which the support team is able to get the devs to do something quickly with the context that the devs need. Because I don't know if you guys realize this, but because Collab.Land works with 23 different blockchains, and like I don't even know the number of wallets, a lot of different wallets across a lot of different blockchains in 2 different platforms on Discord and Telegram, and other platforms coming soon. TM. It is complicated. It is complicated on the back end, and so we need to make sure we're getting the devs all of the information that they need in order to fix problems.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I remember one more relevant question. And for this, I would like to ask Anjali maybe if she can talk a little bit about this. And that was, how has Collab.Land done support historically?
Yeah, that's a good question. This next month, actually, May of 2023 is going to be our third anniversary, third year doing Collab.Land. It's crazy. So if you can imagine back, I don't know how many of you were here 3 years ago, but it was a very different landscape. And Collab.Land support has grown with that landscape. So in the very beginning, Collab.Land started on Telegram. I know we're here in Discord now, and most of you probably interact with Collab.Land on Discord, but Collab.Land started as a Telegram app. It was an app on Telegram to get all members of a DAO together. And so we started on Telegram support. And so we had our own Collab.Land support channel there where people would just ask their questions and we would answer them in real time. That's really where we started. After that, we had both the Telegram support and we started Freshdesk when we moved to Discord. So we could take in more questions. Of course, people that were on Discord weren't going to come to Telegram to do their support questions. So we had the Freshdesk support. And then eventually scammers started infiltrating our Telegram support. So we removed that Telegram support. So now if you see any Collab.Land Telegram support, it's a scam and please report it because that isn't us. And so really our support system has progressed with the communities and with needing to prioritize security and safety. One thing to know about Collab.Land, one is we support actually our 24th blockchain this week. Q blockchain is already pushed to production and is in final testing. So Q blockchain, you can check it out. That's our 24th, layer 1 and layer 2. Over 25 wallets natively, and then dozens more through Wallet Connect. So it is a pretty robust system where we support so many different people in so many different ecosystems that all come together to make our community of communities. But really, it's understanding that, then also understand that we support people from their very first or second day being in crypto, all the way up to more advanced people, maybe community mods that are running like 30, 40 servers. So we really support a huge range of different type of people coming into support. And then also with multiple personas. You have the member persona, you have the admin persona, you might have the blockchain foundation themselves, or maybe people that are working specifically with different wallets, they're all coming to support too. So we have lots of different questions coming. And then we have, like I said, when I say levels, we have people that are giving us all kinds of personal information. And so we're very aware of that. And because of that, public support just hasn't been an option up until this point. But now we have this amazing community of people that want to help each other. And we want to encourage and support that community to help each other. That's a huge part of what we're trying to do here. Like I said, build a community of communities. And so we're balancing that out. But that's how it's gone so far. It started off as Telegram channel, and then now is a fully safe system that goes through Freshdesk.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Anjali. And is there anything else, Nerd, that we would like to bring up when it comes to this session's recap?
We had some ideas that were generated by the community, including more ways that we can use bots in chat to keep people safe. And yeah, as Collab.Land, we want to empower the community. That we want to empower people who want to help and make it easy for them to help. So that is something that we're going to be investigating and moving, doing more. And this was a really great conversation starter. But there's definitely going to be more conversations and more decisions to be happening on that front. So again, thank you very much, Knox, for coming out and kind of representing the outside Collab.Land community with that. And thank you, everybody who came to that call yesterday.
No, thank you so much, Nerd. Awesome. It was an awesome event. It was very insightful. And yeah, looking forward to have more of these kind of discussions with everyone because it's really interesting to see people's comments and ideas.
Heck
And
yeah. And getting people kudos. It was super fun yesterday.
yes, absolutely. It's always so fun. Like they're still going in the stage chat, and I love them all. They're just great. So yeah, thanks again, Nerd. And I know that we're at the end of the hour, so I think it's a good time to distribute our PO app using the PO app mini app right now. So for everyone, I'll walk you through this process real quick if you're not familiar with it. We are going to be using the PO app mini app to claim today's PO app. And in order to claim it, you will have to write in any of the chats of the server. You will write slash, then PO app claim. It's with a slash command. You don't need any apps. These will all be within Discord. And as soon as you write PO app claim, there's going to be a small square where you have to write a claim phrase. And what you're going to write in there is music NFTs. That's the secret word to claim the PO app for today's town hall. Again, that's music NFTs, all lowercase. There's no spaces in between. Again, you can do this in any of the chats of the server. I think that we have the Collab.Land bot slash commands available in all of the chats. So all you need to do is to write down slash PO app claim, and the claim phrase again is music NFTs. That's MUSICNFTS. All lowercase and no spaces in between. As soon as you write that, you can hit send and it will give you your claim link for you to claim your PO app.
I was able to
Yes.
claim right in the show chat. So if you're in the show chat already, you can claim right there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, please, everyone, let us know if it worked. I can repeat the secret word one more time if needed. Please let us know.
I got
And
it. Chibi, I beat this to the human ascending 1,000 number game.
oh my God, yes. I kind of miss it.
Oh,
But
no.
I kind of not. It's just
Well,
so
our Twitter
difficult.
Spaces, right? On our Twitter Spaces, we're still using it. So come to Twitter
Mhm.
Spaces and you can claim the you'll have to play the game.
Will do for sure. I see one person asking for the secret word again. And again, that's music NFTs. All lowercase, with no spaces in between.
And
Music
again,
NFTs.
just a warning, everybody. It's against PO app terms of service to write the claim phrase anywhere. So if you are writing it anywhere in the server, you will be server muted. Do not be that person. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Nerd. And yeah, we appreciate it. You guys don't do that. Please, please don't do that.
Also, if you see and like the way the mini apps work within the Collab.Land server, and if you're in any other servers that use Collab.Land, let them know. They can go straight to the command center into the marketplace tab, and they can download all of these easy one click, and you can get them in your own server. So if you like it, tell people about it.
Absolutely. And I feel like it's super easy to both set up the distribution and then to claim all within Discord. It's just a very easy process. So absolutely, please feel free to share this and to ask your community admins to add this mini app if you think that it will be helpful. If you attend to events that use POAPs, I feel like this is a great option for distribution. And once again, because I see someone else asking for the secret phrase, that's music NFTs. Music NFTs, all lowercase and no spaces in between. And now there's one more recap of an event that happened last week, and that's our DevRel office hours. Just real quick, we had this DevRel office hours session last Thursday, hosted by our director of DevRel, Kenny. And he walked us through the process of creating a mini app, going through the documentation and following steps to try and build what we call a collab action, which when ready becomes a mini app. Let me tell you guys, I'm not a dev and I'm not a programmer, so there's a lot of things that I may not understand, but Kenny does such an incredible job at explaining and walking us through this process that it's just awesome to hear him talk about this, and I get to learn a thing or two with these sessions. So I would like to invite you all to join this. These happen once every 2 weeks on Thursdays. So we're having another one of these next week. And if you're interested in building a mini app, or if you would like to join this kind of events and these kind of conversations that are more technical, more dev related, I'm sure that you will find this very interesting. So please feel free to join this. And then, lastly, we had a POAP distributed again with a POAP mini app for these several office hours. We have a POAP for this. So, you are all welcome to join at the future editions. And I think that with that, we are good to wrap things up. There's a couple of last reminders that we'd like to share with you guys. Anjali, I know that you have some reminders to share with our community if you would like to mention those.
Sure. What I want to say is, number one, thanks everyone for sending kudos. It's so much fun. I'm really enjoying reading them and seeing the kudos going out to one another. So that's awesome. We have a community admin channel, so please join that. We'd love to hear if you have any feedback for the mini apps or anything else really Collab.Land related. Do you have best tips you want to share with other community admins? Is there a question you're trying to work out within your own community? Like for us, we did this balancing in public chat that was inspired by Knox and led by Nerd on Monday. And that's really an opportunity to bring the issues that we're grappling with as a community out, because we know other people are also dealing with those same issues. And so the community admin channel is an opportunity to get with other community admins, put out some problems, get some help, and also share some things that have worked for you. Who knows, maybe you'll find some other community that you want to do a collaboration with or a joint activity with. That's open for all of you, so please join. Community admin is also a Chibi, it is a chosen role, right?
That's right.
Okay, cool. So please do that. Another thing, media team meetup, like I mentioned, it's still early days. We've had 2 meetings so far, and our third one is on Friday. We also might start talking about merch. So that's something that we've been thinking about on the last few days, about merch and bringing merch to the server and merch to the project. We have such cute brand assets that maybe want to start doing merch. If you want to talk about that, come on in. So come on over and talk about that. And then, I think that's it. Oh, there is Nerd, there's going to be a poll, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
There actually is a poll. What? Already up. Get out of here. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Check it out, guys. So we have a poll that is already up right now, this instant, that you can vote on. What? Where is this happening? This is happening in merch ideas. I just dropped the link in the stage chat. So if you click that link, it should take you direct to the merch ideas post on that in the events room forum, where you can vote what kinds of merch would you guys be excited about, or are you guys excited about. We have things like socks. What else is on there? I totally forgot. I wrote it down. It's on the poll.
Socks,
It's on the poll.
I will say
Hoodies.
socks, mugs, tumblers. I don't know what's on the poll actually, but I'll tell you some of the merch that I'm kind of excited about. Yeah, hoodies, sweatshirts without a hood now that we're coming into spring and summer, at least on the Western hemisphere. So yeah, check all that out. That's very exciting. I am pro socks, so I'm going to give my little plug for socks right now.
I'd rather get a coffee mug, to be honest.
I love
Actually,
socks.
coffee mug is a lot of fun. Well, I probably want a coffee mug too. You're right. Coffee mugs are.
Mhm.
Oh, towels. Oh, yeah. I have pulled together. Knox, I have some pulled together towels from East Denver. That's a good one. Towels are good too. But yeah, let's share your ideas. Like really the idea of merch is not for it to be a money maker. It's really for spreading good vibes. And we have such cute brand assets. Ace the robot is so cute. It gives everybody an opportunity to kind of rep Collab.Land that way. So definitely check it out. And yeah, we'll probably be talking about that a little bit in Media Team this week.
Hell yeah. Knox, I still have the towel you gave me also from East Denver. Is awesome. I have that pulled together towel.
Oh, I need one of those. That sounds great. When
Hell yeah.
Ace towels.
I think you guys can add, if you go to that poll, if you click the gear icon, I think you can add your own ideas to it as well. Click
Oh,
the gear
that's
and then edit. I think you guys can add your own ideas to it.
oh,
Let me double check that. But there's definitely like 4 or 5 ideas on there right now that you guys can vote for. I saw like hats come up in the chat, towels. So I'll see if I can add those right now. But otherwise, yeah, super excited, guys. Super excited to see all the stuff coming out and that we're enabling for the community. Love to see it.
awesome. Thank you so much. I'll also send a quick something here. Okay, so if you guys click this link, it will also take you to the post. And if you would like to see new messages or to, I guess, be in the loop with what happens with this poll, you can right click on the post name and you can follow it, or you can send a message if it's open for everyone. I'm not sure, nerd.
I think anyone's able to send a message if they have more ideas that they want to add. But I did just edit the poll, so anyone can add new options to that poll. If you have a merch idea, you can add it on there. There's the little plus add is the button you got to click to add option.
Oh
But
no.
I think everybody can post on that particular post. But let me just double check that.
And
Overview.
Max is saying that he can't add or edit, but you just changed that, right?
I
So
just
please let
changed it. Yeah, so try refreshing maybe, because I see Ayotunde just added stickers.
yes. Honestly,
Oh,
anything with Ace, I just get because it's just so cute.
hell yeah.
I would say Chibi is an Ace super fan.
Absolutely. From the first time I saw it, it was just wow, this is beautiful. It's so cute.
Yeah, so that'll be fun once we have some, just for people, it's not going to be like priced like NFT merchandise. It's just a opportunity for our community to be able to have something that is from this community. So it's definitely not going to be priced the way maybe you've seen, if you're in the NFT space, you've seen like $100 or $200 hoodies. Like that's not what we're looking for. We're literally looking for like an online shop that where people can just order directly and it can just cover the cost of the item itself. So, and then tax or whatever it is. So yeah, it's definitely something for the community that you'll be able to show off Ace outside of online spaces.
I'm so looking forward to this. Thank you guys for sharing this. We have some last reminders before we end the call. One of them is that we have a mini app ideas forum where people can create posts with what they'd like to see in the marketplace. or if there's any features from the current mini apps that you would like to bring up, you can create a post about that as well. Or if you're working on a mini app, if you are building and want the community's feedback, you can create a post with your idea or with your progress, and we can have those conversations in there. I'll link real quick the channel if you would like to take a look at the posts that are already in there, because we have some and they're very interesting. You can go to the mini app ideas and you can take a look at them, leave your comments, your feedback. If there's anything you would like to share in regards to the mini apps in the marketplace, this is the place to do so. Another reminder is that we have the emoji contest voting happening, and that's ending tomorrow. So if you haven't yet and you would like to be part of this, you can leave your reactions to your favorite emojis. And the voting ace emoji contest post, I will also link it here real quick. And yeah, that helps us very much when it comes to deciding who the winners will be. So we really appreciate everyone who takes some time to go through these emojis. I know that there's a lot of submissions, so it may take a little bit of time, but we really appreciate that you take the time to do this. It helps us decide as well. So I'll drop that in there.
Chibi, for that emoji contest, how does someone vote? Like, what is the thing that counts for votes in that voting?
Oh, that would be the A spot emoji reactions. It's
Okay.
actually called Collab.Bot. So
So
yeah,
the
people can.
only the one that's Collab.Bot, just the bot is the only
Mhm.
one that counts for voting.
That's right.
Okay.
I know that some have some more reactions. It's, I think, mainly to see how those emojis work as reactions, but those don't count for the voting itself. So yeah, in order to vote, you can react with the bot emoji. And that ends tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll let you guys know. There's, let's see, just a couple more reminders. We have the dev team office hours tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern. We spoke a little bit about this at the beginning of the call, and I feel like it's going to be a very interesting one. So you're all welcome to join. And with that, I think we're good to wrap things up. Thanks everyone for joining. Come join our next town halls on Tuesdays. They're usually at 12:30 Eastern. This may change in the future, but that's the time that's decided for now. And you can find these recordings in YouTube and also in the recordings Discord post. We sent a link to it earlier in the state chat, but you can find it in the events room post. You can follow the post if you would like to see all of the recordings that we will be posting for all of the online events that we have, or at least most of them. And so yeah, you can find them all at one place if you'd like to stay tuned to those or to go back to any events to listen to them again. You can have easy access to those in the recordings post. And yeah, stay tuned to our events and our announcements channels. We post every update, news, anything that we would like to share with you, any product updates, releases. We post all of those in the announcements channel and all of the events in the events one, in case that you're interested in attending Collab.Land's hosted events. So you are all invited to join us, and we are always so happy to have you here. So thank you for joining. Thanks, Anjali, Nerd, and Candy for joining today's panel, and James as well. It's been awesome having you guys.
Thanks, GB.
Thanks, GB. That was a lot of fun. Thanks for everyone that hopped on. And excited to have you all here. So I appreciate that. Thank you for coming every single week. We really appreciate it. And remember to share and watch our video that we dropped today, Aokiverse.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you again, and bye. We'll see you next time.